You're watching Global News Morning.
Well, you may not know what a virtual private network is and probably don't use one, but many online security experts say all of us should be using a VPN when going online. And here to tell us why is our online security expert, David Papp. Good morning, Dave.
Good morning, Mike.
VPN. We should all be using them. We're probably not, I said. What exactly is a VPN?
The best way to describe it is imagine it as a tunnel. So from your device, whether it's your tablet, your smartphone, your desktop, it can work on all of these things. It creates an encrypted tunnel to somewhere else on the internet. And that way, you're protected if you're on, example, Wi-Fi. So let's say you're sitting in Starbucks or Tim Hortons or wherever, or you're traveling, and you're not quite sure if the connection you're using is secure. By employing a VPN from your device, everything's encrypted and they can't eavesdrop in on your communication. So, and there's a lot of attacks that can compromise Wi-Fi. There was the big one called the crack attack that came out last fall. It's spelt with a K. And they actually compromised our current Wi-Fi protocols that we use on our devices.
So are you saying that it's extremely dangerous for us to go into areas, use an example of a coffee shop, there are also other areas where you can pick up Wi-Fi, and most of them are probably not well protected. Is that the case?
Yes, I do, actually. I sincerely believe that Wi-Fi is not a secure protocol right now.
And what are the things that could happen, other than like the crack attack, what are some other things that could happen to you if you don't have a VPN?
If you don't have a VPN and you're using a wireless connection in this example, people can be eavesdropping, picking up your passwords, looking at what sites you're surfing. Maybe if you're using different, you know how all your apps, they do little updates and stuff in the background. Yes. It can be eavesdropping and snooping and all that information. By having a VPN, it's not possible. You're creating this encrypted tunnel. It's encryption, high grade. So
it sounds pretty obvious, but how easy is it and how cheap is it to get a VPN?
Extremely, actually. People are a little scared of when they hear different technology, but it's very easy. You go and subscribe. I recommend a couple sites. There's one called NordVPN or one called ExpressVPN. It's under $10 a month. You can install it on all your devices, so you could have it on a smartphone, a tablet.
So it's $10 for all the devices,
all
for
of
each
them.
one?
Nope, all of them. You can use it on as many as you want. And it's literally when you're ready to use your VPN, so you're sitting in Starbucks and you're going to go and create your connection, you click the connect button. There's a big green button. You click connect, you're done. You are now secure.
Why do they not develop these networks just as part of a common, like you turn on your phone and you automatically have a VPN if they are so necessary?
Well, I mean, it's just another layer of protection, right? I agree. It should be done that way, but it isn't. I mean, the reality is that technology these days is all about convenience. So
now, is there a problem? Like you gave a recommendation with respect to who to use as a VPN. Are there those that we should be wary of?
Well, you want to make sure that the VPN provider that you decide to subscribe to has the features you want. Like, do they have a smartphone app? Do they have a tablet app? Do they work on Mac or on Windows? And you can also choose what locations and countries they support as well. So if you pick a VPN provider that is based out of Europe, as an example, all of your connections will be slow because we're located in Canada. So you want to make sure that you pick the correct VPN provider.
And if you were, a good example, if you were doing some traveling, would you then maybe move into a VPN in the location that you're at?
The two VPN providers I mentioned are actually in most of the countries around the world. So I would highly recommend that you pick one of those because it would satisfy even traveling.
And again, the estimate you gave at $10 that's
on the high side.
And that's on the high side.
That's on the high side.
So if people start charging you 20, 30, 40, you shouldn't. Yeah, maybe that's not such a good
exactly.
idea. Okay, well, great. Thanks, David.
Yeah.
You can follow David on Twitter. You can check out his blog. His blog is davidpapp.com. His Twitter handle is @David Papp.